Hey, what's up, everybody? Dimitri, you're right. That's always been the plan, and then I've actually messed it up like 3 times filming it. So my actual plan is because one of the things that it says in the members' benefits is having their names during the stream, and I used to take a break halfway through the stream and play a video, and it had all the members' names. The problem I realized with doing that is then everybody left the stream. So my whole new plan has been to make a new intro for every season, but then have update it with the current members' names when I do it. But yeah, so I would still like to do it. I just need to do it. It's one of those things I need to put it back on my list after I messed it up a couple times. And I just, if things aren't on my list, I don't like do them anymore. So that's where I'm at in life. So got a good crowd in here tonight. I didn't know what it would look like because like it's I don't know if it's just everyone getting back in the swing of work, but like YouTube numbers seems to be like good over the holidays and now like a big drop. Like by every YouTube metric, like my last video should have done really well, and it not that I'm complaining about 4,000 people watching a video, but in comparison, you look and it's got like a high click through, high watch time, and a low overall view count, which makes absolutely no sense because those are the two metrics YouTube cares about. So I think it might just be a slow week as people are getting back into the rhythm of work, maybe. So, yep, tuna boat, Josh, exactly. So, and that's what I would use. I would use tuna boat in the new intro, so we still got to hear it. But hey, what's up, Nongsky? I was just watching. I don't think it's your latest video. I think it's your second newest video, but riding in the traffic again. I think it was called something again. That was yeah, man. Those I mean, you make New York riders look like they have tons of room between the cars with how close you come. So if you guys haven't checked out his channel, check it out.
At Dylan Casson became a member. At Dylan Casson celebrates 58 months of membership. 2026 gonna be a good one.
I hope so, Dylan. Yeah, if we could just ignore the world events, it could be a good one on the bikes. I think. Salty rider. Yeah, I am stoked. I do have a couple winter trips planned. Me and Aaron have talked about it for years. Like, the time to take a vacation in Ohio is in the winter, not in the summer. You know, in the summer, Ohio's nice. So, well, I know Dylan doesn't. You don't like the heat over 80, but I I don't mind the heat. So yeah, Ohio summer, I'll take it. I especially like Ohio fall. That's the best time of year around here. But yeah, winter I could do without. I like getting out a few times in the snow. Like I'm still enjoying being out in the snow, but today the temperature rose and it just rained all day. So you have residual snow on the ground and rain, and that's no fun. I actually rode the trainer today. Did a 20 mile. The Tour de Zwift just started, so I did one of those stages. I have more fun riding Zwift when it's a group ride. So what I do is I have a TV over here and I face that, and that has Zwift on it, so I can pay attention to the hills and the group ride. And then what I do is I put something not super visual up on this TV over here that I use for streaming. So I kind of like more like podcast type stuff. So, and then if they do show a visual, I could like glance over there. So, but yeah, it's funny when I make trainer videos or I talk about the trainer. There's so many people who'll be like, "I prefer to ride outside," and I'm like, "I prefer to ride outside. I'm not riding the trainer instead of riding outside. I'm riding the trainer for a workout instead of not riding." But 80s in Texas today, yeah, not surprising. Your whole driveway was a sheet of ice on taking the trash out today. Yeah, I saw a meme like that. Salty rider. Yeah, try to laugh. I try to laugh, man. But yeah, so I don't know. You guys did see the thumbnail, so I did want to shout out Karl, who I've met at the Handmade Bike Show in Ann Arbor. Sent me these, and they're pretty cool. So it's let's see. Basically, the concept is you could put these. They're mounts for walled baskets. So you would loosen it here, and there's two holes then, and so you could put that onto the bars on your walled basket. So this one's a Garmin mount, which is what my lights use. So then you could put the light on the front of your basket, so you're not getting that big shadow. He sent me a couple, but so you could also, if you wanted to have a GoPro mounted out there or whatever else you wanted to do. So yeah, he's 3D printed these at home, so I think these are super cool. He sent a purple one too, so Erin will love that since she blings out all her stuff in purple. Uh, so, whoops, I got to move everything backwards with these things. But yeah, really cool. So thanks to Karl. A couple of other of you guys, I know Chris FYB and stuff, sent me Christmas cards, so I really appreciate that. He also sent these, what do you call it? Valve stem covers, the little, let's see, cats. So yeah, super cool, kind of like something Roach Clips would do. And again, a couple in purple. But yeah, I was pretty, I think these are cool. And then he also 3D printed these little crates that he sent everything in. So I don't know if Karl's in here tonight, but I need to message him back. I got these. This box got here yesterday, and I didn't open it till today. And then I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" So, yeah. Hey, what's up, Danny? Danny, I don't know if you want the Wednesday back. I don't know when the next time I would get a snow ride in is now. So, but I had a blast on it. Was that? No, I didn't ride it yesterday. Yesterday I did a neighborhood ride on the Gunner 2 days ago, and so with that I took the. I took it out and I filmed some footage with this, which is the, what is the name of this? This is the Hover Pro Max. But check out this tiny drone. Like, it's so cool. You don't need to use anything to fly it, but I was flying it with they have a beacon that you could put on your bars and it has a screen. And so it's supposed to help this thing track you. And then you could also see what the drone is doing, which I think will be good if you're doing anything off-road like mountain biking, so you know if the drone's still there, obviously. And there's nothing worse than when you look back at your drone to make sure it's still there, like ruins the vibe. But yeah, you could literally just control this. It has a screen you could read here with this button and set everything up. Bikepacking.com did a really good video on this thing. And when he flies it manually, he just uses the phone. But that beacon, you could also buy joysticks for. It's a really cool system. My only problem is that I shot an 8K H.264, and Premiere Pro hates it. I'm in the middle of editing the video right now, and it is a nightmare to edit. And I don't think it's the 8K. I think it's the combination of 8K H.264. I even made proxies, and it's barely even editing the proxies. And I opened the proxies in QuickTime, and they could scrub like no problem. So it's something with Premiere. I think this might be shooting in a variable frame rate, and from what I've read, I don't think Premiere likes that. But this is going to be such a cool little travel thing because, I mean, just this size, and they send you a little piece of this stuff. It's like indestructible. So yeah, hopefully it, because people do crash them. It only has a couple sensors. So, but yeah. I limited testing, but that'll be a video. I'm going to try and put it out Thursday. If not, it'll come out Monday. But it looks pretty good. So when I look at the footage in QuickTime, I mean, for how tiny this thing is, little 8K drone. So I just need to figure out the better settings. And I mean, I'm editing on an M4 Max with 64 gigs of RAM and like the upgraded, GPU and stuff. So there's something in Premiere that's the problem with it though. So I just need to figure that out. Want the mini crates? Yeah. Yeah, everyone loves the mini milk crates. It's great too because I have so many little things like batteries, like even right down here, my little odds and ends in my sour cream container. It's so much cooler to have them in something like that. But oh, thanks, Noxie. Yeah, I appreciate it. Can we talk about maps now? What's up, Dirty River? Uh, But can it blow up a Russian tank? Yeah, the cool thing is when I shared a little video with it to Instagram, just a quick like 15 seconds of it following me. And people who messaged me didn't ask about the drone. They thought I just had someone else's footage of someone following me because I kept it like level and right behind. So I'll have to figure that figure out all the different settings and stuff. But it has a cycling mode, and I lost track of what I was trying to say. But oh yeah, just that it's really really cool. But yeah, let's see what Dylan. I wanted to ask Dylan about this. Yeah, variable frame rate is a mess in Premiere. iPhones are variable frame rate by default. It's a pain to edit. You can try to conform the frame rate. That's what some of the reading I did said, to try and conform the frame rate. So yeah, to basically just, what is that, transcode? So you said transcode the footage or whatever. But I think I will have to, because like I said, I'm using a proxy that's at quarter resolution, and then I turn down the playback to like the lowest it will go in Premiere, and it still is like blacking out, and I can't scrub. So yeah, it's a real pain. So I don't know if, yeah, even the resolution or codec will affect it, if it'll always just be a problem, but without transcoding it or whatever. So oh, thanks, Elmar. Yeah, I don't like, that's what I was saying. The Festive 500 video, I thought that was like a pretty good story. I thought it was a decent thumbnail and title, and it's weird. Big click through rate, big watch time, lowest views in the last 10 videos. So I think it's the time of year, unless YouTube's really changed their algorithm a lot. So oh, Naptown, you said you think it's weird to actually see me riding. Yeah, and I think that's what'll be cool, because it has a dolly mode. You wouldn't be able to use that in super off-road stuff because it does not have side sensors. But I do like the idea of having the camera, like when I can, like on the gravel, like going side by side, so you get that side view, because that's a view you usually don't get. And then also flying backwards, I think will be a cool view. But I think for like, what I really wanted to do is take it to the off-road up and down, like curvy trails, and then the behind, from behind scene would look really cool. So yeah. Not transcode. It's a non-destructive method. Modify and then interpret footage. Thanks, Dylan. That is a good tip to know, because um, the one thing I was reading was telling me, yeah, it was destructive. It was to change the footage. So that is, yeah. So if I just go modify, interpret footage, and set it to 23, match what I'm doing with the GoPro. I'm gonna try that tonight after the stream, actually, because I'm syncing the. It has the cool thing. This is one of my favorite things about it. With the beacon, there's a mic on the beacon, so I can talk and record audio with a drone, which is something that's just so sweet. So if it's doing the follow behind mode, I could still be having a conversation. So when I did have the GoPro out, I was able to sync the footage in Premiere. But yeah, it's so hard to watch or play back. It's like, yeah, painful. Retired dad, too much tech for you? Yeah, everything I do is tech. A commercial photographer and videographer. So yeah, today was a frustrating one with all those problems, though. I was like, just trying everything. I'm like, yeah, I was just like, can't be the resolution. If it can't play the proxies, even in low. And that's what I finally started doing with my GoPro footage, because I shoot it in a format that's so hard for my computer to play back. I've just started getting in the habit of using proxies, and I'm sure you've told me to do that a million times, Dylan. But yeah, it's a game changer to just even half, yeah, into ProRes. I think with ProRes, right? Yeah, makes the editing so much better. So that's just what I do. First step now, and with the M4, with media. Whatever it's called, media encoder, it making the proxies in the background, and I'm already editing. So Dylan Tremblay, drawing drumming. I'm not familiar. I'll have to check it out. There's a lot of cycling YouTubers I'm not familiar with. That guy you guys were all talking about who just retired, like an old school huge mountain bike channel, I had never even heard of it. Then again, I don't watch a ton of mountain bike YouTube unless we're going to ride those trails. So. Or if it's someone that I already follow and they do mountain biking too, like Terry or. Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the things too, for like the gravel, putting the drone up way higher. That won't be in this video because, again, like, one, it was 28 degrees, so I wasn't messing around too much with everything, and I just tried it a couple times straight on the gravel. But like getting it higher on those kind of shots will be cool. But the close follow will be really cool when it's on like mountain biking type stuff. So, what's up, Don? You said what was my most epic ride from 2025? The one that stands out. I would say one of like the rides that me and Ben did coming back from the Rochester, New York area when we rode back through the PA game lands and New York game lands. We were like so out there sometimes, like doing these climbs, gravel climbs, with just absolutely not seeing like another soul or a car or anything for hours. So I would definitely say some of those rides were definitely the most epic, for me. Plus fall color, perfect time of year. Cold mornings, but nice enough when we were like out during the day. So yeah, those would be the most epic rides for me. I wouldn't pick one of those days, but the first few days were all awesome. So hey, what's up, David? You're back from being sick. That's good to hear. Dylan, this drone angle is going to cause so many bike too small comments. Yeah. I, I want to take one of these people and put him on the gunner and see him try and touch the pedals. But yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, I mean, I just get those. Me and Aaron get those comments on YouTube all the time about our bikes being too small. I just don't understand it. Hey, what's up, Thrifty? Happy New Year. Haven't watched your new one yet about the finishing touches on the bike. I've watched your 2 snow riding videos while I was on the trainer, though. Stepfather just crashed his drone and broke a leg off. Huh. What kind of drone was he flying that would still have like legs like that? Like an old Phantom or something? Rhode Island hiker said, "Love drones, been flying for years." Yeah, no, like for any of you who end up watching the real videos, I say this in the video I'm producing. Like I really like my DJI Mavics and stuff. I have the Pro 2 or whatever, but those are like for filming yourself. They're not a lot of fun. The tracking never really works that great. It works okay. I really like the DJI drones for filming other people, like doing professional work. If I'm doing a title screen, or if I'm going to film someone else riding bikes, it's really cool to manually fly it. The big difference with this is just that it just does it. You know what I mean? You press the button once, the thing takes off. It starts recording automatically, so you never forget to press record, which, self-flying drone, awesome. So yeah, it's totally, to me, it's like a totally different thing. It sits between what FPV and I don't know. I think people calling them selfie drone. So, but yeah, really cool. Like just something that anything that takes too much to get out, you're just never going to use. It's going to sit on the shelf, right? And this is something that is so small, you just pull out, press the button, and the thing takes off. So we'll see. I mean, I'll be honest about it too. If I'm not using it in 2 months, I'll say so. But oh yeah, Naptown. So those are probably FPV. Those are FPV drones, and that's like where you have the headset on, and that's how you could like follow like that. It's amazing what people do with FPV drones. They're totally a different. Like when I'm using the DJI, my goal is to like, I want you to forget you're watching a drone, right? You don't want to make any sudden movements. I have the joystick set to be real slow, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that FPV thing is totally different. They've been using them in road racing too. There's like they'll go through scenes, and the cyclocross has had some really cool FPV drone stuff as well. Water throws them off. Yeah, water could throw off the drones for sure. I was flying mine over Summit Lake once, and me and Ben were actually using it in the tracking mode, and it kept stopping on us, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't mess around with this too much. Yeah, I agree, Nate. Like the 360 cameras can do total like drone type shots, which is really cool, and especially with the super long selfie sticks. Cool thing about this is you don't lose any resolution because you don't have to crop into that image. So this is putting out a full 8K image. Like the X5 you have shoots 8K, but then you're cropping way into a 16 by 9, which again, I mean, telling the story is the most important thing. People don't notice resolution as much as what you're trying to show. But you could shoot on anything if you tell a good story, right? Hey, what's up, Andy? Retired dad, gotta love New York. It's nice to have the canal trail in your backyard. Yeah, that's something I do want to. I want to ride more of the canal trail, the sections we haven't ridden yet, between Syracuse and Albany. But bigger is always better. Hey, what's up, Ed? Yeah, I mean that's one of the nice things about these. You don't have they're light enough that you don't have to register them with anything. It doesn't mean they're legal to fly technically, and a lot of you still have to follow the laws, obviously. But the places where I'm going to ride and use it are places that were already breaking the law by being in general. So yeah, moment of silence for Calvin Jones retiring from Park Tool for sure. Yeah, that's crazy. It's gonna feel weird without like I don't know, seeing him around. I think he'll still pop up from time to time. He even said that, like he might even make a YouTube videos or whatever. But hot take: Calvin should have retired years ago. Really? I we were talking. So we were talking about in the Discord today. Phil Liggett and Calvin. Phil Liggett should have retired a decade ago, but I don't know. I didn't feel like Calvin's not with it anymore. So yeah, I still enjoy the videos. I feel like that's his personality. Do you think that's like an age thing? I don't feel like he was. I think he's been all kind of all over the place his whole life, right? As long as I followed him. So Roku. Oh, yeah. Like I pretty much only follow DJI stuff. There is that new Insta 360 drone. What they branded it something else, but uh, oh yeah. So that's more like the Mavic or something like a DJI drone. So it has legs on the bottom. Let's see. Oh, I see. Yeah, the landing gear like that. Tape something there? Super glue? Considering an indoor trainer seems like the kicker is the way to go. I would recommend Wahoo. I mean, yeah. I would just get the one that everyone uses and it always works. That's why I went with the kicker core. Um, you get the two if you don't mind spending the money, but I bought the kicker and the upgrade from a wheel on trainer. It seems awesome. So yeah, I think the big upgrade with the kicker core too is it has Wi-Fi. So if you plan to be racing, I think there's something that is verified through Wi-Fi. But I'm having no problem running it on Bluetooth right to my MacBook. So good one, Otis. So thanks, Outpost. I appreciate it. I still can't believe I pulled off the Festa 500. Like I said, 3 days in, still no intention of pulling it off. But yeah, I'm one of those people. Something gets in my head, and then all of a sudden it's. Yeah, Phil getting information wrong did become part of his charm, but he was also like, I don't. He's done better at the last few tours, but some of the spring classics where they still had him on, like I was talking about in the Discord, there was like a 2019 Paris Roubaix where I'm like, this dude is not with it at all. So I don't know if they pump him full of speed or something to get him like through the Tour de France, but yeah. Calvin has transcended and reached a new level of being. Phil Liggett is lost in his fridge right now. Yeah. And I mean, Phil might even be like with it. I just don't think, you know what I mean. As you get older, it's just your mouth doesn't move as fast as your brain. And I'm sure your brain slows down too. I mean, mine does. Jess, you said NBC barely covers the tour as it is. Without Phil, I bet they try and cut coverage even more. Yeah, I don't. I guess I don't really know. I don't have regular TV, so I usually pay for Peacock during the month of the tour. I preferred the overseas coverage, but I don't like the world feed. I know some people disagree with that. We've talked about it in the Discord. I'm either going to watch the main NBC feed, the American feed, or I'm going to use a VPN and watch what used to be Eurosport. What are we calling it? TNT Sports now. But the golden age of cycling coverage was when GCN had GCN Plus. That was the best. I just had my VPN and GCN Plus and watched every race on there. I loved having. That's one thing I know. Like whatever your opinion on GCN is, I think when it comes to covering racing, they're great. I still watch the racing news show almost every week with Dan Lloyd. I think he's fantastic, and but yeah, yeah. TV wise, who knows? But I'm someone who is a like since I'm working in the morning, usually editing, I'm gonna have the whole entire race on. So I mean, not the whole entire race. What the stages come out at like 5 in the morning, but I wake up and turn on the tour and have it on until the stage ends while I'm working. So hey, what's up, Donald? That was the other thing I got new. We were talking about the drones, but Donald sent me. This doesn't look new because I have a horrible windscreen that I had to tape up on, but sent me his Hero 12. Didn't like the way it was. Had to work with the phone and stuff, but this is awesome. I didn't realize you were sending me a 12. I know we had done tech support early on when we were first talking. I was trying to help you out with it a little bit, but I've been using the 11. I upgraded every single model from the I don't know 7 or something like that, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I stopped at the 11 because my 11 was still working fine and they weren't really adding anything new. But now it's just getting long in the tooth, not because of the tech, but because it's something I use almost every day for 3 or 4 years. So this is really great because mine was starting to like just the lens was beat up. It was starting to have a couple little issues. I knew it wasn't super long for this world, so I filmed the next video on the drone and on the 12. I didn't have my settings perfect. Actually, I set it in 4K instead of 5.3K, but it still looks great. It's crazy though. I think that's why GoPro took a year off putting out a flagship cameras because I think they're gonna finally update the sensor and the processor. They've been using the same sensor and processor since mine, which is why I didn't upgrade. But yeah, this is huge. And then also thanks for the other stuff you've sent. I have not had the chance to get into it. I glanced at everything and it's really cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out the jacket and cool caps and all that stuff. So we're going to need competitive Americans and American teams to get any interest back in the States. Yeah, I mean, you got EF as a competitive team. No one's competitive when Pogacar's out there in the tour, but yeah. Yeah, there's a couple good up and coming American riders. We'll see what happens. America only likes superstars, though. I mean, you got it. Like, if you're not like winning the tour, if you're not Floyd Landis, you know. But that's also the good thing about like the kind of like streaming and niching of stuff. Um, there's a big bike audience for it. More and more of my friends, ever since that, what is it, Unchained, or whatever the Tour de France like documentary has got more and more of my friends who ride bikes into watching pro cycling, which is cool. I would enjoy Vanderbilt getting taped tapped to be in the booth instead of on the moto. Yeah, because he used to be, and I agree. Like, it seems like a waste of his talents to have him on the moto. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, cycling was at its biggest ever when you had Greg LeMond and then Lance Armstrong because we're the biggest TV market, right? Because that Americans they care about winners, so. You're creating an unfriendly space for us older citizens. Only took me 10 minutes to type this. Yeah, I mean, Lance was like made cycling more popular and then also destroyed it. Uh, a lot of like casual fans, like people who weren't like cycling fans who only watched the tour, that was pretty much that was pretty much it. Like I think they still believe it's all doping. I mean, cycling's like the most controlled sport in the world now. There's way more doping in football or baseball or basketball than there is in cycling, but Americans don't want to hear that. GoPro Hero 3? Really? Do you have it on a gimbal? Man, I had a 5, and I remember when I think I was on the 8 and something went wrong. I had to send it back to GoPro and I went to use my 5 and that stabilization was brutal. I can't watch footage from before like a 7 or 8 anymore. But Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, Jess. Like Dan Lloyd kind of announced that they were like not going to be using them when it became TNT Sports. So that's a bummer. I do like when they have who's the guy who used to be on GCN, curly hair. I follow him on Instagram. I got the cat and my leg is falling asleep. I've got to change positions. Sorry, little bud. Keep hanging out, but yeah. I'm talking to Edmund, not you guys. You keep hanging out too, but oh my god, my foot is completely asleep. I do this every time, but little bud. Bob Roll. I don't mind Bob Roll. Did they fire him or whatever? Is he not on there anymore? I'm trying to remember because
A Pudgy Pedal Pusher became a member. At Pudgy Pedal Pusher celebrates 58 months of membership. Americans want to hear banana emoji, banana emoji, banana emoji, banana emoji, aubergine emoji, banana 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 emoji, ginger root emoji.
58 months. Yeah, Colby, what's up, by the way? I did read, I think what was I reading that was kind of talking about how popular, like, that velodrome racing and even long distance racing was? Um, oh, it was the biography on, oh my God, I can't believe I can't think of it. Who's the really early uh, black rider he's become really famous now. Like, they kind of erased his legacy for a long time. I'm really good with names tonight. By the way, I saw someone wrote Matt Stevens, and that's exactly who I was talking about. And I really like when he calls races, which he still sometimes does. I think he sometimes is he calling for like the UCI like feed or whatever. But then they do have him on, whatever old Eurosport was. Yeah, Major Taylor. Thank you, Otis. Yeah, yeah. I think when I was reading that book, it was interesting to find out so much about early cycling racing, like Colby said. So. Jans Voigt was the region for the season. Changed my mind. Yeah, Jens. Yeah, I like when they had him do the. Was that on Eurosport or is that on NBC when they have him do like the route previews? So. Naptown made the velodrome in India is named after Major Taylor. Nice. It was a really good book. It's super fucking depressing. Well, like I mean, reading about anything with early African American history, not early, but anything before, you know, God, up at the '80s, NFL when no NFL team would draft Warren Moon in the 1980s, like the Heart of the Lions. Was that the name of the book? I can't remember. My buddy Gabe, well, notice Gabe. Gabe let me borrow it. Yeah, gambling on track cycling in Japan, right? It's so strict. Who did a really good video? Was that I don't feel like that was a GCN video. Maybe it was about track bikes in Japan and like how they all have to be the same and this, what is that? JIS standards? Is that what that means? I can't remember. It's been a little while, but I used to watch every cycling documentary I could get my hands on there. But yeah, the whole Japanese like velodrome cycling culture is really, really interesting. Yeah, the price gouging on the streaming stuff. Yeah, like I said, one good thing about like niching stuff is that you can see whatever you want, but the bad thing is if it just yeah. The good Peacock is cheap. I mean, the problem is they don't have all the races. They only have the ASO stuff, so you can't watch everything on there. So you can't just have that. Flow's a ripoff, but Flow has way more. And then if you use Flow with a VPN, you could watch the world feed like by sending the VPN to Canada and stuff like that for the tour and the ASO races. But it's a mess. That's why I say the GCN era was didn't know how good we had it. Karen Racing, yeah. Japanese do the sickest tricks on track bikes too. Lots of corrupt betting in Japan, is there? I thought it sure seems like they have it so locked down, but what would I know? Oh, Karen are the bikes. Yeah, they're all standard models. That's right. I really like the idea down when they were. I don't know if you guys saw this, and there was a couple snowy cyclocross races, but the one they were doing in Italy, are they still doing it? Like on the snow intentionally, and trying to get cyclocross to be a Winter Olympic sport. I wish that would happen. That'd be so cool. That's the other thing. I'll get Peacock this winter because it's a Winter Olympics year. I love the Winter Olympics. I love curling. Absolutely love curling. I feel I just say this and I'll never try it because it'll shatter my dreams. I feel like if I was born somewhere where they curl, I would be a curling Olympian. I think that's like my calling in life. But if I try it, then I'll find out I'm horrible at it. So that's true, man. Matt Stevens Sigma Sports Cafe rides are great. I really love that series too. Those are cool interviews. Warren Moon was sweet. The Jan's Void of football. Yeah, he had to play what in the CFL for like 4 years before the Oilers picked him up because nobody wanted a black quarterback. So. Matt, you said you were in the Netherlands trying to VPN to the U.S. so that you could watch Peacock on NBC and it would not work for you whatsoever. Huh, I wonder why not. Yeah, I had an issue. I did have an issue trying to watch something once, and I actually reached out to my VPN, and they told me the workaround. But it was only on one device it wouldn't work. I don't know if it wouldn't work on my Fire TV once, and then I just had to do my computer and HDMI it or stream it over or something. But yeah. Mr. Trike, I haven't. A friend of the channel sent me the brochures from there and stuff, and I have not been there, so I'm aware of it. But uh, I'd like to name check them if my name didn't go completely blank. Shoot, one of the OGs of the live stream. Been watching forever. My name, Pudgy would know. Ropes solo. Any plans for attending the UCI in Montreal? Funny you bring that up. I just I just brought that back up to Aaron today because we were supposed to go to Montreal in 2019 and we were going to time it up to see the two World Tour races there. And so I was like, oh man, this year we should do it. And I brought it back up today and I'm saying, we've got these two trips coming up which are more on our mind. But I was like, if we're going to do it, we should book something now because I bet like Airbnbs and everything will start going through the roof. But yes, it's something I'm strongly considering doing and might even moving into actual making hard and fast plans this weekend. So, yes, I would love to see the World Championships. And like I said, we wanted to go to Montreal a long time ago just to ride bikes too. Warren Moon was more like Roman Bardet. I like speed skating too. Yeah, I remember all the names when they show the flashbacks. I mean, it's one of those I just grew up watching, like everyone. I mean, I think the Olympics like dominated, when it was back in the 4 channel days. But yeah, the riders after the race get rid of the track bikes, and most fixed geared rider will go Google over the NGS track bikes from Japan, and they're expensive despite being used. Makes sense. Oh, there's a bar in Columbus that has mini curling. You throw mini kegs. Done it many times, actually. There was a place in Cleveland for a while with a full-on curling. I think it was actually Platform Brewing, and they obviously went under. They opened one in not a curling place, but a brewery in Columbus. But then the owner got in all kinds of trouble, and then they sold out. But did a curling class a few years ago. It's super fun. Yeah, I'm like so into it now that I'm like one of the people who like, what was that guy doing? What strategy is that? Like, get so into it, but only every 4 years. I could probably, if I found like curling, I could probably watch the World Championships every year and enjoy it. But I'm trying to think the first year that I kind of really started paying attention to it, there was became really big fans of what was it, the Dutch curling team. So would love to see a summer biathlon, like winter biathlon, but mountain bikes and target shooting instead of skiing. Yeah. Yeah, that's not surprising, Thrifty, that you guys would have a bunch of curling up there with more of the winter culture. But cyclocross in the Olympics would be killer, but they'll never let it happen. You don't think so? You don't think there's a reason they would? I don't know. Rick Herb. No, I was not thinking of Rick Herb. Who's our friend who's also from Ohio? He lives out like kind of in the middle of the nowhere too. Not Rick Herb. He sent me some beer too. Are you leaving, Edmund? All right. So I want to sweep up the shop floors tomorrow, Mr. Curling Champ. No. You gonna pour water and make them all icy? Then I will. What is the Gunk's Not Dead vibe? Pretty similar to the other overnighters we do, like Hodag or Nutmeg. I feel definitely a similar vibe, like the camping and hanging out and riding bikes on cool gravel roads and chunk. Yeah, highly recommended. I'm going. We're planning to go back this year, unless nothing goes wrong. So I've got redemption to make. I broke my bike 10 miles in and had to dandy horse it all the way back to the camp. So I definitely want to go back and ride it again. But yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah, Miggy and Ben O'Brien, who put it on, are great people. So. Living in Toronto, you had no idea the race is in Montreal, huh? Yeah, there's 2 World Tour events in the area, one in Quebec City and the Grand, right, and then one in Montreal. But yeah, they're world champs there this year. Oh, cool, Don. Yeah. Winter Trail building is a big up there in the north. Put 40 miles in new trails and maintain 300 miles. A great workout, I bet. Rick Herb is the son of a gun. Oh, Matt, you don't understand their post. I got you on IG. Yeah. Now, Miggy likes to like throw in some really hard to do stuff on the ride. So usually it's an analogy of, when they show someone like rock climbing a face, and he's like, "This will be the beginning of the ride next year." But yeah. I can get that now. If you don't know their personalities, yeah, that would, yeah. But it is just like it's not just, but it's like a nutmeg or Hodag style event where you camp for a couple nights, and then there's non-competitive. It's a ride. You just go out and ride when you go out and ride the route that they curate. And there were rides the first night too, and then they did really, really good food and ended up having free cocktails. They had like a cocktail company. What would you call that? 2 cocktail people come in and make cocktails at night and beers and everything. So yeah. I so I actually have a set of cross country skis here, and I thought about the woman who used to rent part of that studio from me. I was bringing it up, and she's like, "I got some old cross country skis we don't use, but the boots that came with it are too small for me." Are those them up there? Those might be those old Specialized shoes. But I couldn't get my feet into them. They're a really old style, and then I just never invested in trying to find the right used shoes there. But I'm not opposed to it. I'm serious. I thought cross country skiing would be fun, but that's cool, Martin. Anquetil inspired you to get into the tour. Nice. Metal Freak said Bowling Green, Ohio has a curling facility. Oh, that's not far from here. Terry, what's up? I'm here to ask, are we still riding these things outside? I'll tell you what, for a while last week, I was not riding my bikes outside, but yeah, been able to get out a little bit. So it's funny. I just think of the difference of outside versus inside. Like last night, I went out and rode like 10 miles. Went to the post office, went to the grocery store, cruised around the neighborhood to make it longer, and like just a just a chill ride on like a 40-degree evening. And then this morning I rode 21 miles on the trainer, and today I feel like I ran a half marathon. The difference between the way I ride inside and outside. Not that I never ride hard outside, but like this time of year, if I'm getting out, I'm just kind of getting out and riding around and yeah, making videos. I ride the trainer like so hard. I don't know why. I don't. And I tell myself, I'm like, you don't have to. You could just, you could just pedal some of these miles. You don't have to. And I'm, yeah. He's selling all the outdoor bikes. Just get that a full Terry. You need to just get the full on Zwift bike. That's not even a real bike at all. Go all in. You could sell the other bikes to buy it. What are you trying to say about J Dandy, Dave? Idiosyncrasy, she said you bought a high vis jacket in the fall and now you're a big fan. Probably saved your life a few times, even with lights. Yeah, I, I tend to wear all black and then use lights, but yeah, I do have a high vis jacket now from Donald. Ah, bike Eric. Good evening. Major Taylor has 3 mural mugs in ATX. 3 mural mugs. Hmm. Times gearing up for 8-day winter ride in parts of Western Canada. Nice. Oh, I gotcha, Eric. Illicit. You said you brought up renaming the Lance Bikeway to someone in the city once. Yeah. Roger Hart. Thank you, Pudgy. That's exactly who I'm talking about. He still comments. He's still around. My name went blank. We have a high of 48 tomorrow. Might just touch grass. Yeah, our high for, which you'll probably get too, for Friday was like 59. It's supposed to be a record high, but I think there's rain in the forecast, and I have to work in the evening. But maybe I'll get out during the day. So yeah, I would rather just, I don't know. Personally, I'd rather just stay cold and snowy. Ride the, do 10, 15 mile rides on the studded tire bikes and then ride indoors to get some exercise. Now that I got the kicker, I'm enjoying the mix. I was just so annoyed with the SARS. But I gave Erin my wheel on trainer, and she's got the thing working with her Surly Pacer. So she's doing fine. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. I mean, the setup was a nightmare. SARS is a bad company, but they don't update their Android app anymore, even though they still sell trainers that need to use that if you're an Android person. So she basically had to use her work iPad to get the trainer calibrated and set up and connected, like whatever. Everything with Wahoo just works. That someone was asking, was that Astro Pup earlier? Yeah, I would always recommend just buy Wahoo, like even if it's the older generation like mine. So. Yeah, it's more than not coasting, Ed. I mean, true that you don't coast. You're not just taking in the scenery on the trainer, but I was talking to a couple other people about it on New Year's Eve who ride trainers, and there's just, I don't know. It's more than that. I don't know. It's just like, I just ride it so hard. Yeah. Thanks, Bicycletta. Yeah. I think it's just because it's what you're doing and you're seeing the numbers, you know what I mean? Like, and again, you're not taking insights or anything. You're just on a workout machine, so. Oh, At Gunks, I dandy horsed it all the way back. You thought I said J Dandy. Gotcha. Indiana set a record for riders killed by cars last year. That sucks. Yeah. Well, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, like drivers, I just watch how in the 10 years I've been riding like very, very consistently all the time on the roads. I just watch like in the neighborhood I go through, more and more people go right through stop signs. Today I actually drove because of the rain to the store to get Edmund's food, and I just watch this person like not even slow down at a stoplight when they were making a turn. I'm like, if someone was walking down the sidewalk, you would have just killed them. Like like didn't even look. Yeah, so yeah, it's crazy. It's not going to stop me from riding my bike wherever I want, but yeah, it's just got to pay a lot of attention. They're talking about 50 degrees for Friday, but you still have a ton of snow to melt. Yeah, ours is mostly gone, except for places where it was really piled up, and then the bike trails will still have it because it gets so packed, especially on like the crushed limestone. They just hang on to it. So, you know, got my normal group ride tomorrow, but where we'll be able to go, I don't even know. So. Most of the deaths in Indy. I've only ridden in Indy once, and it was just on their, whatever the bike share bikes along the river and stuff, the bike path. So I rode in traffic a little bit, but not much. The freeze warm mud melt is the worst. Yeah, I hate the up and down. I would rather just be one or the other. Like, stay cold, stay warm. But the up and down is the worst. I've ridden with Terry. We've ridden a couple times out at Nutmeg. So pretty far away. We both have our own plans. You ride early, Eric? Yeah, I don't. I'm not a more like. It's not like I never ride in the morning, but especially when in the nice months, I really like to ride in the evening. I like to finish dinner and then go out in the evening more than anything. Uh, During the winter, I tend to like get out during the day, but
At Karl Tucker S9M became a member.
hey, thanks so much. Appreciate the channel membership for sure. I think I also just sent you stickers today, right? Yeah, I did. Gonna win the Otis Rebay with all this trainer time. Still not gonna climb as fast as people like you, Dylan. So. It's much easier to drink a beer while on the trainer. I was at. I know some of you guys follow Surly Old Man. One of Dylan's buddies down in Columbus has been making YouTube videos, but he posted an Instagram story of him drinking a beer on the trainer, which is so funny to me because I'll go out and ride my bike and do that, but like on the trainer, I'm like timing my meals to be like, yeah, it's crazy. I'm a different person on that thing. So. Oh yeah, I saw you post that, David. That two people got killed in Ohio the last week. Yeah. Ever in one of those moods where you just wish a mother effer would, so I could just get out? What? I'm missing something there, Pudgy. Oh yeah, there's no question about it, Martin. I mean, especially where I live, I sometimes feel like you feel safer in the cities because, like in a bigger city, because people have to pay attention. But you guys are saying indies become dangerous, so I don't know. But yeah, like I feel more comfortable riding my bike in Cleveland than I do in like the surrounding areas of Akron. But QBPS studded tires on sale right now. Otis isn't trying to stock up. He's in the middle of moving his bike shop. What do you guys mean by someone would? Is this like a new way you kids talk and I'm missing it? Like, I wish you would. Yeah, the Manila traffic Nongski that you ride in, like I said, is just absolutely insane. You guys should check out his videos. Set up the indoor trainer in front of the TV while watching the outdoor channel. Turn on Tim's punk rock tunes. Nice. Ha, that's horrible. Hey, what's up, Wes? Oh, I actually had a good experience last night at the grocery store. There was a there was a dude. No, I ended up talking to him. So he's 70, and he was getting on a vintage Schwinn. I can't remember which Schwinn it was. It was a Schwinn road bike, and he looked at my gunner. He's like, "Oh, it's a cool bike," and I was like, "Oh, it's actually, made in the it was made in the facility that the Schwinn Paramount facility." And we got in a little nerdy bike conversation, and he was a dude. He was he's 70, but like actually totally normal looking, if that means anything. I think he had an outdoor research jacket on, and yeah, not like crazy old biker man, like normal dude who was riding a vintage road bike everywhere he went. And yeah, had gone to the grocery store to pick up a couple things. Said he still rides 150 miles a week, and at the moment that was his only bike. Said he had a aluminum rally and he hated it because of the ride quality. So he's gone back to steel and he's looking for a better steel bike. So that was one of the rear. You don't get that. One, I feel like I know everyone who rides a bike in Akron, so you don't get those kind of experience. But it was kind of cool because also a dude who you still wouldn't say like cyclist, like just a dude who rides. And loves bikes. It's just barely going to warm up to freezing tomorrow in Montreal. Montreal is your winter cycling dream come true. Yeah. More comfortable riding in Montreal than suburbs for sure. Looking at Montreal on the map, though, with Google bike directions turned on, Montreal looks like it's got a lot of bike infrastructure. And then also, I've watched bike press videos there and stuff. Box Hill almost got taken out this morning by an impatient. Why? Quit scrolling. By an impatient soccer mom in a suburban dropping her kids off. Yeah. Whenever I have to ride out through the suburbs during morning when I've done it, it's terrifying. One of my goals is to ride in LA eventually, but I want to ride like up in the hills, obviously. Oh, David, off to bed. Good night, man. Said, who's going to the roundup? You have tons of handlebars for sale. I'm going to be out of town. That's one of the trips I'm taking. I'm unfortunately going to miss the roundup. I mean, what I'm doing is going to be hopefully rad, but yeah, I'm going to miss the roundup this year. I've watched Tim's channel one on the trainer. You know what's funny is I sometimes watch bike content while I'm on the trainer, but since like I said, I kind of focus on Zwift. Like I do like to pay attention. I don't ride in erg mode, so I'm actually like shifting for the hills and all that. I like non-visual stuff, so I don't watch a ton of cycling while I'm on the trainer. I've watched some, but also, if Terry's still in here when he was doing his live streams, there was a couple times where I was riding the trainer while he was live streaming from the trainer. I turned it on. I couldn't watch it. Like I like watching it when I'm working or doing something else. But being on the trainer and watching someone else on the trainer made the time go so slow. I couldn't do it. Plus, you can't. I don't really type or anything too, so I can't be involved in the chat or anything. But fudgy. See you, Don. Happy New Year. Oh, I left it on top chat, not live chat, so I might have missed. If I missed anything or if it seems out of order. Whenever I try and switch it, it goes crazy, though. I'm going to switch it anyways. Ooh, 10 o'clock already? I was only going to do about an hour tonight because I want to finish working on that video I'm working on. Now it's in my head, especially with Dylan telling me that if I modify and interpret the footage, it might play back smoother. I want to see if that works. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, yeah. The dude, 70 years old, 150 miles a week. I don't know how he pulls it off in the winter. I also had a interesting. I had an interaction with a Cuyahoga Falls cop. Cuyahoga Falls is where I live. I just come across the bridge that's in all my videos, and there was a cop sitting at the little mechanic shop that I pass in the intro, and I wanted to ask him a question. It's weird. It's so hard to approach police anymore, especially I'm on a bike. He thinks I'm some crazy guy, but he actually rolled down his window. It drives me crazy, not for me because I'm able-bodied, but all the private plows, they plow in the sidewalks so that there's like a mound that gets to be like 3-4 feet high, and there's sidewalks there, and there's bus stops, and like so it's the elderly and less fortunate people usually around here that are trying to get on the bus. People who don't own cars, and then they have to step either out into the street or through these giant piles of snow. So I was like, is there a city ordinance about this? Is there anything that could be done to make these plow drivers not plow in the sidewalks? Now the cop didn't care about that at all, but turns out he was a triathlete, so we got into bike talk, and he was saying how he mostly rides at Swift this time of year, so he gives me credit for being out there and blah blah blah. So yeah, so I was annoyed with him because he doesn't care that the sidewalks get plowed in, even though, as he ended up telling me, it's not legal to plow them in. But we still had a bike conversation. The kids don't say cyclist anymore; they say biker. I said biker most of my life. I kind of, but when I say cyclist, I usually mean someone who like would identify themselves as that. Like bikes are their identity. Uh, what I would say is like this guy is a guy who rides a bike, even though he's clearly, I mean, 150 miles a week. He's a cyclist, right? That's true. I mean, the speeds in the suburbs for sure, Dimitri. Like, Martin, you said your favorite place to ride is on the towpath between Cleveland and Akron. I love it. It's like in the summer though, depending on the time of day, like weekends, it's like almost unusable if you want to move at all. In the summer, I actually end up riding on AP or Riverview most of the time because they now have decent shoulders. And I do feel like people are looking out there. Like I wouldn't want to be out there in the morning because people do commute through there. But I love the towpath between Cleveland and Akron. But I like to mix it up too much, and I do also like to ride everywhere from home. I have a pretty good route down to the towpath that keeps me out of traffic though. But I do go through that neighborhood that I was mentioning where I just watch people roll the stop signs all the time. So, Omar, any plan to live stream more rides? Yeah, it's something always in the back of my head. I think the problem with like actually being out and doing it, which Terry would know, is you need more than one connection, and I'm not sure the investment is worth it for someone in my channel my size. Because it was fun to do, but the connection's just not strong enough with one cell phone. So I don't know. Me and Internet plans where I could try hers and relay out that just to see what that would be like. But I really want to do it. I have the stuff. I understand how to do it now, but coming back up, Edmund. Come on, bud. Ow. Claws. We'll see. Um, I would like to. It's fun, especially when I'm riding solo. But I think I'd put on those videos of trains going through snow and stuff, pretend I'm a choo-choo while I pedal. It is. That's why I like really informative stuff while I ride. Like informative, like nerdy stuff that I like. It could be music stuff, it could be photography stuff, it could be history, because it helps pass the time a little bit. Because, man, when I did a couple of the 30-mile rides, I don't know how Terry did the centuries. That's just insane. I when I'm doing 30 and I see I'm at 15 and I'm like, I am only halfway done. Yeah, an hour is about where I'm at on the trainer, but Head to Western Delaware. The worst you have to deal with is Amish horse poop. Been guilty of watching NorCal cycling, which is very road race forward, and the vegan cyclist adventures. The impossible route is great. I do like the concept of the impossible route. The vegan cyclist, just man, that dude we've talked about on the street grates my nerves, man. I just, like I said, ever since I watched the one in France where he just kept talking about like, and then there was just like this French woman looking out the window. Yeah, you're in fucking France. And then he also freaked out that the bakeries don't have vegan stuff. Yeah, you're in fucking rural France, man. Like, whatever. Sorry, I'm not gonna go go off on the vegan cyclist again. Like, the adventures are cool, but man, I can't deal with them. There's Dylan. Darren, you said uh, pick some location in North America that I'd like to ride and chill. That's up and coming as a heavy hitter in the cycling community. I'm not sure what you mean. Are you just talking about places that I really want to ride, or places that I think that I would already recommend that I've ridden? If you just like, if the general question, like Minneapolis is a place I totally want to go and ride. That's like seems like the capital of U.S. cycling in a way. I saw that IG post too, Dimitri, about the new mayor fixing the Williamsburg rig. Let's see what Terry says. It was never broken. Now more people are going to ride in the wrong direction. More people in Terry's way. Yeah, I'm 74 and retired. Try to do 150 miles a week. Nice. Yeah, I end up getting up there usually in the summer. That's probably what I'm about riding. I think I put in Strava as like 125 miles as my weekly goal. I think in the summer and spring and fall, I usually hit it. I don't chase those miles. It's just it's just a metric I like to see. Yeah, it's hard AF to get started IRL streaming. Yeah, it's a financial commitment. Like Moblin, oh, that said it right there. Moblin, Moblin makes it easier for sure. It made it. That's why I was able to try it, and I said I like it, but it's the better connection is the issue, and it's probably especially here somewhere not as populated. I don't know, but I have the strongest network, Verizon, but the other problem I have is if you don't like Terry bounces his stream to a server, then to the internet. I'm bouncing mine back to my computer, and as you guys have seen, my streams drop here sometimes. So it's really annoying to get everything working, and then the weak link being like my wired internet connection. So still something I need to try and deal with the company about because they basically told me it was my modem's fault. I got the new modem, and I still have problems from time to time. I can't believe the stream has stayed this consistent all night. So I think the big problem is it's the upload speeds suck here. So downloading stuff, streaming multiple things to watch, or downloading files is easy, but like uploading YouTube videos and stuff like that is slow AF. Donald, you're 70 and only have 61 miles in for 2026. You're ahead of me for 2026. I took the first couple days off after the Festive 500. Plus, I was up in the hospital hanging out with my dad, who's fine. I mean, he's back at home now, but scheduled surgery. But someone say Mublin. You still need to invest if you want to bond connections. Yeah, exactly. And it's just like if you're gonna stream, you need to stream regularly to make the investment worth it. Is the issue. Uh, if you're going to spend all that money, you can't just be like casual about it, especially if you're going to do the servers and all that stuff, which I don't know, would be cool, but I don't think it's I don't think it's the right investment for me to make, even though I'd enjoy it. Happy January, Bicycletta. uh, I am but so is Dylan. Dylan's a vegan cyclist too. He's lame but somehow entertaining. Yeah. I always say no crazy sponsorship, but if someone wants to send me money. My December miles fell way off. Before I had the new trainer, and the weather sucked. Like I thought I was easily going to have my biggest year in mileage ever, and again, not chasing it just from riding. And then, yeah, December, a lot of the weather really sucked. I still got some good rides in, but there was a few days where it was just no way. Oh yeah, I think I could. I think like the live streams of riding outside would be fun to watch on the trainer. Like I said, I just can't watch a trainer when I'm on a trainer, so I'm trying to not, like really. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it because it's like it's not like I'm trying to disassociate because, like I said, I do watch what's going on in Zwift, and part of the reason I'm enjoying the trainer a little more right now is because there's so much new stuff on Zwift since I rode the trainer a few years ago. So there's like the scenery is new and the routes are new, and that that works for me for a while. But Robo Pacer about to take me on another 200K. I did do a Robo Pacer ride. What was that? It was a group ride on. That was on New Year's Eve, right? Yeah. Actually, I rode with Group C, and I went away with a group that we dropped the Robo Pacer, but arms are going to be too weak to bunny hop after all that trainer time. I don't think my arms have ever been strong enough to bunny hop. Yeah, MTB's on Saturdays. Yeah, Minneapolis just tons of like. Also too, like the groomed fat bike trails in the winter, just it'd be hard to adjust to that level of cold. It's much colder there than here. I should invest in Akron's first curling facility. Yeah, almost 50 years old, and that's what I transitioned to. There's a big basement down here. If I just a shell, if I clear it out and just pour some water on the ground, and yeah, Don, Sir the Old Man's videos are good. He's done a really good job. I mean, to just start up doing YouTube, and he cuts the videos really really well. Yeah, I enjoy him too. He's usually in the chat, so I also like it because I know some of the routes because Dylan has shown them to me. We're trying to get together. Uh, he reached out a couple times about like it was right before the holidays and everything was going on, but he wants to come up and ride some of the routes up here this winter. But I rode mountain bike trails with him and Dylan, the Alum Creek trails, the beginning of the summer. So, but yeah, want to get back down there and ride more too. Marky said, I have an indoor trainer now, but still need to set it up with 700 by 25 wheels and a 26-inch mountain bike frame. Oh, is that the wheels you just need to make it work? Because Aaron put her on, Aaron just put her Surly Pacer on the wheel on trainer with realized the trainer tire I gave her had a defect in it, and that's probably why it blew up when I tried to ride on it last. It was scary. Like the tire really blew up, and Edmund was down here. He took off with a big old tail, and yeah, scared the absolute shit out of me. But I think it ruined the beat or something. But she's running it just with an older tire. 'Cause she had really nice, like supple Renair's, like or Compass actually, the precursor Renair's tires on her Pacer. So didn't want to wear those out. But yeah, I know. I want to see the well, I've seen the Alum Creek trails in your guys' videos, but I do want to ride that down there now. Thing is, I wouldn't mind riding them like Aaron did in the snow, surly old man. But I hate driving when it's snowy, so probably won't get to Columbus when there's snow on the ground. I hate driving, period. But thanks, Daryl. Happy New Year. Yeah, it's funny because do you guys feel like with Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, the Wednesday Thursday thing, that it made the holidays seem so long? Like, I like the holidays for the record, but that whole like nobody was doing as a freelancer anyways. So like Monday and Tuesday before Christmas Eve, no one was doing anything. But then that week between, no one usually does anything. But then after New Year's, it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It just felt, I'm almost like glad to be kind of back to work, and the emails are coming through again in a certain way. You know, I don't know. It just felt like a really long stretch with the way that gap hit. So you have the trainer tire in 700 by 25. Gotcha. The train that connector trail doesn't handle water well at all. Going to be a while. That makes sense because it was. Remember, it was soft when we were riding it early in the summer. So Terry dreaming of an Arizona winter bike trip. Yeah, I'm heading to Florida for a gravel ride, the Orange Blossom gravel ride on whatever January weekend is, the 19th, 20th. Just booked it. We're going to go down a day earlier and ride in Tampa the night before, and then we have a car running, and then we're going out to the gravel event. So super excited for that. To typing like you're high. uh, yeah, so that'll be fun. That's only like a weekend, it's only like a 3 or 4 day thing that we're going to be gone for, but still to be gone for a little bit in January will be rad. So, and that's supposed to be like old school style Florida, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. But Chattanooga would be a cool winter trip too. Yeah, you're right. I did a work trip to Chattanooga, and I only got to ride the bike shares around, but I was like looking at the different trails, mountain bike trails and stuff out there. It's Chattanooga's farther than you think, man. Especially on a slow bus. That was a long, long drive. I got a lot of work done, but yeah. If I ever see a van outside the studio, hi, that might be a regular thing. Hey, you're always welcome, man. I didn't get a. I did. I saw the patch on their website. Were they sending that out for doing the Festive 500? I didn't get it. I've ridden some. Man, I rode North Carolina trails, and I think I brought it up before. I have some pictures, but it was so long ago that they're film pictures, film photography pictures. I mean, obviously, I still shoot film, but they're from pre-digital, so I don't know exactly where the trails I went to were. I'm even trying to think of how I found them. I was on vacation with my family, but I had driven separately because my work schedule. And on my way back, I stopped and hiked in the Smoky Mountains, but I also stopped before that in North Carolina and did some mountain biking. I remember doing like creek crossings and stuff, and that would have been, man, at early 2000s. That was a long, long time ago. On my truck, the bike I still have, but that would have been, yeah, at 02, 03. I can't remember, but yeah, it's funny. It's like I have no way to ever know exactly where I was because I had followed a map, and I probably had MapQuest directions printed out and stuck in my little, you know, what do you call this atlas thing? I always wonder now too. It's like how hard were those? I was on those old school mountain bikes, but I feel like it was flowy. I remember like I was riding. I wasn't just like like up in Hudson Valley or like all the just like 30-mile rock gardens. But I feel like my memory of it is that I was like riding like it was Hampton Hills around here or something like flowy trails, which seems like would have been weird for back then. When did they start making like flow machine built trails? I have no idea. I'm not a mountain bike historian when it comes to that stuff at all. My chat, I think, got stuck. Come on. Do I need to pop it out and back in? Oh, there it goes. We back. Doing Trail Forks research on Chattanooga. Chattanooga is a cool town. I mean, like I said, I didn't get the chance to do any of the riding there, but like Chattanooga itself was cool. Like I had a fun time like going out after we were done with work. We were meeting with a bunch of nonprofits and stuff all day long. I was photographing it, obviously, but it was cool. Like it was a cool place to check out. Yeah, like small place, but like 16 coffee shops. Like just yeah, cool places to go and just beautiful hills around there and everything. Don't said Chattanooga, Knoxville, and Asheville are the trifecta. I've been to Knoxville too, but I've never biked there at all. I was just visiting a friend. Hmm. Asheville is yeah. I would really like to go there. Is Asheville visitable again post flood? Are they back on track? Oh, you had to go to the Rafa Clubhouse in person to get the package. Yeah, there's none around here. Knoxville is like a mini Bentonville with all the trails integrated into the city. Oh, that's cool. Why was I in Knoxville? Was I visiting a friend in West Virginia and we drove over there? That was a long time ago. I cannot remember. Whoops. What did I just do? Rode every trail in Knoxville once. Fun all day ride. Well, where was I? Oh, that was Lexington, Kentucky when I had my bike with me, and but I mostly rode around the city and up some trails to like where the Civil War forts were and stuff. It was at four friends' wedding down in the what's the place Dolly Parton's from? Anyways, now my head is all fogged up with old memories. Machine built trails sort of popped up mid to late '90s. It's publicly known early 2000s. Yeah. Asheville, North Carolina, and DuPont Forest. 13-hour drive from Brooklyn to Chattanooga. That doesn't surprise me. It felt like a hike even from here. And let's leave now. No traffic. Pick me up. I'll drive down to Columbus and then get in the car with Dylan. He's got a nice adventure wagon. Yeah, people who do RAGBRAI absolutely love it. It's one that doesn't interest me. It seems like too much people. Plus, I don't mind doing our own planning, but drove through going to Florida. Drove through going to Florida. No, I probably said something wrong. Gatlinburg. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's where the wedding was when we stopped in. I stopped. I was alone. Lexington. Hike bike. Said used to live in Georgia and you would go to Chattanooga on the weekends and always loved visiting Lookout Mountain. That's funny. I do have a little Chattanooga on my Wanderer map, but like I said, it's just a city bike. So I got a couple other people to ride though on that trip. That was kind of cool. That's the one thing I do like. There was a we were going between two things, and I'm like, oh, it's only 4 miles. The city bikes are right here, and three or four of the people who were on this trip actually jumped on the bikes with me. Big Ears Festival, end of March in Knoxville. Oh man, I could. Oh wait, it's this here. I could get in on that, right? Hey, what's up, Brett? Oh, you're in the falls too? Nice. Yeah, hit me up on a email or IG or something. If it's IG, if we're not following each other, I might not see it for a while. Dylan's van is just an appetizer. I have a couple friends who are out in, Terry, you were saying Arizona trip. They just spent New Year's. My buddy Aaron Novak and his wife out in, what part of, they were in Tucson doing a bunch of riding. So they'd do some day rides together, and then he would go out and do some more of the gnarly stuff on his own. I don't think I could do some of those. I mean, I know I couldn't do a lot of the mountain bike trails out there that I've seen you ride in your videos, but I'm sure there's a few that are a little less gnarly. It was funny. I had a friend. Where was that in? Was that in Arizona? Like one of my high school friends went out to that area and he rented a mountain bike, and he has like a hard rock in his garage, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I would like riding mountain bikes," you know. And he rides with me, and I show him some of our off-road stuff. But he got out there, rented a bike, and he said he was like 10 minutes into the ride, and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm in way over my head," you know. It's stuff I would have been in over my head on, but he's a like super casual rider, so. Huh. Lanks, is that true? Lightspeeder made in Chattanooga? I don't think I knew that. Good time to get a cheap fat bike for winter rides? Probably in the summer. I don't, off season, right after the winter ends. Oh, Merlin was as well? Hmm. Uh, who is my favorite bike manufacturer? I mean, I like small stuff now. I wouldn't have known about it. I mean, like my old bikes are Treks because I only really knew about Trek. Personally, I don't like Trek anymore. I mean, I wouldn't buy a modern Trek because I don't like their company. I don't like the people, but their politics don't agree with mine. But so I wouldn't give them my money. But I say that having 4 Treks here at least. You know, 2 of them American made. There's one right behind me that I ride on the trainer. But yeah, I don't have a favorite. I don't, you know, I like my Gunner. It's cool. It's an American made bike. But yeah, if I was gonna just go buy like a new ATB or something, it would probably be something like a Sklar or something like that. But yeah, support a small company. But oh yeah, let me know when you're going to the Eddie Squad ride. That's always a great chance to meet up. So all right, Dylan, you're out. I'm about to be out too. It's 10:30. Yeah, that's what he just did, Terry. Yeah, I mean he was riding his crust. Not a road bike at all, but he did ride up Mount Lemon on his crust just 2 days ago. Yeah. So, did you meet Aaron? I don't. The year. No, when me and you rode together at Nutmeg, he was doing the 100 with my buddy Ben. So you might have met him, but you didn't ride with him. But yeah. Illicit. Phoenix is one of your favorite. Love the Rocky Tech stuff. Yeah. Oh, vintage Treks only. Gotcha. Yeah, I do like the vintage Treks, but I have my '82 Trek 500 that I really like. Actually, just pulled the pedals off it to put on this bike, but a new titanium ATB looking good. Yeah. Mount Lemon on your list. So is the Blue Ridge Parkway. Yeah. Oh, you have that bike, Colby? This bike is like, as a road bike, it's a bike that I've always said bats way above its weight class. I mean, and literally, it when I picked it up to put it on the trainer, I'm like, this is so much lighter than all my other bikes. It's aluminum with carbon fork, but it is a harsh ride. It feels fast as hell when you're climbing. It really does, but it can only clear 28s, so uh, which for a road bike is fine or whatever. But it's such a harsh ride that man, you would want some like supple like 32s or something to like take up some of that road chatter. But yeah, when I used to ride this outdoors, and I only did for like a year, but yeah, it is a stiff bike, so it does feel fast when you're climbing, as long as the climb is smooth. But Firefly ATB, yeah. And now they make aluminum much better. Like it's just something with. I mean, these are like what are these 2007s or something like that? And that was a carbon wrapped fork. Yeah. Yours lives on the trainer too. Yeah, it's a great trainer bike. Look, I haven't even wrapped the bars. I'm like, I built it back up because I had stripped it down to put I actually made a Neo retro build with the old Trek. So the old Trek actually has 9-speed Shimano on it with drifters and the wheels off this bike. But yeah, when I build it back up, I've still never put bar tape on it. Martin, it might be that there's no one up there, right? Uh, the farthest like north up there I see people riding is like, Vermont and all that stuff. So see ya, Terry. I'm sure I'll see you on your next live stream. So yeah, let's get up out of here. Like I said, it's late. Late for me. Gonna try and mess around with some other videos. So I did see that bicyclette. A couple people talking about this being the year of the 26. A couple 26-inch wheel bikes coming out. I think it'll remain pretty niche. I mean, people have been saying 650B is dead forever, right? But like I said, I don't hate my. I got 3 bikes I ride with 26-inch wheels. The Marin I don't mind at all, but is that that's the carbon era of truck, the OCLV? I want to see one of these 32-inch wheel bikes in person. I haven't watched the videos, like even though there's really popular ones. I've only just keep hearing everyone talking about them. All right, dudes. Gonna end it there. Like I said, might have a video on Thursday if I get it done. Hopefully will, because Dylan helped me out with what I should do with the footage. But yeah, besides that, Party Size will be back next week. He's redoing his office. That's why we didn't do it tonight. But yeah, we're gonna go a little bit more of the new format instead of trying to do one topic. Have a few things to talk about, and yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. So we're gonna keep that going in 2026. Go with our every other week when it works out for our schedule. It's been a lot of fun, so I hope you guys have dug it. I know when I do those ones, I don't talk to the chat as much, but that's why I do it every other week. So we got these nights too. So, all right. I will see you guys in the next one. Happy New Year. Thanks for the support. Night.
See myself on your YouTube.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
this time.
Fitzwater photo.